Four receivers. McConnell going to get some pressure. Going to let one go to the outside, and definitely that pressure by James Grace.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and it never fails every time.
Accuracy of that throw.
Right, and as far as the receiving yards for both teams, it's to be expected. Texas College hasn't done as much as the Langston Lions, but you love the rushing discrepancy, having negative rushing yards for them, and we have nearly 60 for the Lions.
So going back to work now, 2nd down and 10 after that incomplete pass there from Kendrick Conley, trying to get the ball to the outside there, but pressure by that front four by the Lions has been good. Here they go again. Four receivers, trips to the left, ball snap. Going to put it in the hands and the belly of the runner who's got a crease. He's at the 40, eludes one, and that midfield finally brought down as James Grace on his hustle chased down Jarrett Runnels, the freshman, for a big Texas College first down.
Right, you talked about the responses. How does this team respond to some of those lapses in the offensive and defensive phases? But that was a great job sticking with the play by James Grace. The running back just hits that A-gap. He hits it hard. He sees nothing but daylight.
Texas College wasting no time getting back to the line of scrimmage. Four receivers, trips to the left. They're going to throw it to the outside this time. Contact being made, and the officials are going to throw multiple penalties on this one.
All right, that was a late flag there, but I saw it myself. He got a little physical there. Number 5, Isaiah Smith, grabbing the back of that jersey.
Well, you know, I hate using this phrase, but if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I mean, that's a fact.
The point, the point of the matter here is he was beat and was trying to do it from, I guess, from the point of you're chasing him down, pulling. It was more obvious. Had he been in front and kind of been pulling to the side a little bit, maybe he might have got away with it.
Right, you got to be crafty as a defensive back, and when you do want to initiate contact with a receiver, you want to try to keep it at that waist level, sort of below the waist. Just try to keep it quick, anything to disrupt his pattern.
So that penalty is going to give Texas College a first down at the Langston 34-yard line. Four receivers, ball and snap. Conley fired across the middle, and a great catch there that time. Looks like by number 2, T.J. Hofkin, another freshman wide receiver. Texas College is loaded with freshman talent. 12:26 to go before the end of the first half. So another Texas College first down. They're on the move, trying to tie this game. Four receivers, trips to the left. Ball is snap. Conley throws it into the end zone for the corner route, and another flag's coming in there. It's going to be contact against, as he tried to get the ball again to T.J. Hofkin in the end zone, but was that really catchable?
No, it really wasn't. I mean, he didn't see it, but he threw it in double coverage, and I think they're trying to call some contact there on number 24 for the Langston Lions.
So 24 is going to be the call there. And nonetheless, it will be another first down for Texas College. And the penalties, which had been not an issue in this game, is now starting to mount a little bit for the Lions, as we are officially now first and goal at the 8-yard line. Ball is snapped into the backfield, trying to find some space, and another penalty comes into the game. Another flag is thrown as Jarrett Runnels gets his hands on the ball again. So this one, we'll see what the call is. Still waiting the officials to confirm it. But it looks like, yes, the head linesman is talking to Quentin Morgan, so it looks like that penalty will be illegal procedure against Texas College. So that's going to move the ball back beyond the 10-yard line. It's going to put the ball at the 12. So at the 12-yard line, it will be first and goal from the 12. So Texas College has their play. Kendrick Conley with four receivers. Trips to the left, 11:53 to go before the end of the first half. Conley looking right, pressure up the middle, evades one, fires across the middle, and it's going to be broken up. What a job in the end zone there And it looks like that was Mr. Martin, our player to watch, Travis Martin, with a great job of separating the ball from the receiver on that route. Pass was intended for Deontay Hill, the junior, but Travis Martin took it down.
Right, you talk about that NFL talent, you see it right there. 6'3", 215, staying with the play. We had some Langston Lions get home, couldn't get the sack, but he gets the ball off. And he does a great job prying it loose before he can make those football moves to declare the touchdown.
James Grace comes back into the game, and out comes Ashton Taylor. So going back to work, Conley looking across, has a receiver open, tries to get it to him. He's right open in the flats, and he drops it. Pass intended for Jared Runnels. I mean, he was thinking about what he was going to eat after he scored that touchdown, and that pass was beautifully thrown by Conley, and that pass is incomplete, just dropped right there in the middle of the field.
Right, he might have been a little too focused on the celebration there. They ran that RPO, and he does a good job just running that wheel route, but just can't bring the ball down. There's no sun in his face. That was just pure concentration.
15 seconds on the play clock. They've got to hurry, Texas College does, unless Coach Jackson's going to call a timeout here, because there's been substitution, and Langston's calling for time. Now, that quite didn't make sense to me, because if they're substituting running players off, now Quentin Morgan wants to make sure the personnel and the assignments are down more than likely. But in that situation, they're supposed to give the defense a chance to answer with the substitution of their own, correct?
Correct, from what I know.
So with that being said, that's going to be a problem, you know, for them, for the defense, for the offense, considering it was less than 10 seconds on the play clock. But nonetheless, Quentin Morgan probably, because this is an important sequence, they're not going to just go for it on third down. This is more than likely a four-down situation for Texas College down here.
Right, we've already seen him try to go for it on fourth down, not successful, but Langston has done a pretty good job sending 4 on the pressure and dropping 7 back, because his passing attack is the thing that you have to protect yourself with when you're playing this Texas College offense.
So back to live action now. They come out with 4 receivers, trips to the left for Conley. Ball the snap. Conley's going to put it up. Looks to the end zone, has a receiver open, and he slides. It's going to be caught for a touchdown as T.J. Hofkin is going to little sportsmanship in the end zone there. A little love to everybody who caught a touchdown and who didn't catch the touchdown. But it's 14-12 here, and likely Coach Jackson is going to go for 2 now.
Right, and that was a good job. Good read by Connell finding that soft spot in that zone. And Hofkin does a good job staying concentrated on it and sliding down when the pass was getting low to retain possession of the football.
11:33 to go, 14-12 is the score. And this is a big play right here. The Lion defense can do this. They've got an edge here. Conley's going to fire it across the middle of the pass off the hands of the receiver. He put it in a beautiful spot. But again, not able to make the reception there. Looks like that's, I want to say that is Tyree Lindsey who did not make the catch. And it is. That's Tyree Lindsey in the end zone. So the 2-point conversion failed. And so the Lions dodged a little bit there as Texas College went for 2. So now you have to ask yourself, if you're Quentin Morgan, you put more pressure on them. If you choose to go for 2, but if you score another touchdown, then they're almost down officially 2 scores at that point.
Right, but you like to see the bend not break. That was well deflected by Malik Slayton there, but you've already got a blocked extra point and they go for 2 and you deny them of that. So those plays are going to be key coming down the stretch.
Yeah, it was good that the Lions were able, you know, bad that the Lions gave up the touchdown, but at least they prevented the 2-point conversion, which would have, it would have evened it up and basically given all the momentum on the side of Texas College right now. So 14-12 as it stands right now. And the kick is away. Going to be picked up, looks like, by number 23, who turns around the corner, is going to be spun down there right up at the 29-yard line. That looks like that is Michael Nash on the return there. That's Michael Nash on the return. So the ball will be at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 for Langston. And Langston really needs to put some pressure back on Texas College and basically try to get the ball in the end zone right now.
Right, you want to keep putting them back on their heels. I mean, you've had great success in the run game, as it looks like we're running empty here. And we've had some success in the passing game so far, but it looks like he's going to air it out here.
5 receivers, empty set. Ball standing at the 30-yard line, Bardell calling for it. Texas College fakes the blitz, pressure, and then Bardell has to throw it to the outside. And pass incomplete. Intended, or the only player that was near it was number 12 for Langston. And on that particular play, that was Victor Boggs, who was in the vicinity, not able to make the reception on that play.
Right, first time you see the Lions running empty, and they've been sending forward, putting pressure on Bardell, but not necessarily getting home. Hasn't been sacked yet, but they do a good job making sure he gets that football out fast and not making the most sound decision.
4 receivers, trips to the right, Bardell. Ball the snap. Going to put the ball in the belly of Tyler Travis, who gets ahead for a gain of 2, maybe 3. Sends up 3rd down and about 7 yards to go.
He's brought down by Zion Long, playing that linebacker position for Texas College. He's almost playing like a spy to Torrance Bardell if he gets out of the pocket. Does a good job reading that play.
All right, so if you're the Lions, you want a 1st down here. Give the defense a break. Change the momentum, extend the drives. Not all drives are meant to score or score fast. It's about execution. So now Levon Williams and Kevin Allen switch positions right now. 5 receivers empty. Allen goes across the formation from the slot. Going to swing it out to Allen, and the pass is incomplete. Bardell put a little bit too much of something on it, so it's going to be 4th down. Bardell going over to talk to Allen, saying that was my bad. 10:34 to go. So Octavio Resendez back on the field trying to go ahead and kick this ball away. And back to receive it for the Steers, number 2, TJ Hofkin back there.
All right, and that's the 2nd time we've seen this Langston Lions team be incapable of converting on 3rd down, and Torrance Bardell is taking full accountability in those things.
All right, there is a flag on the play. The head linesman going over to talk to Dawson, the head official. So false start against Langston. That's going to move the ball back inside the 40, or near the 33, inside the 35, I should say. So it will be 4th down and what will be about 14 yards to go, maybe 13. So Octavio standing inside the 20 to punt this away. Octavio's kick in the air, and it takes a nice Lion bounce right there inside the 35. And it's still rolling. It's going to be marked down right there at the 24-yard line. 1st and 10. Nice frontward, as they say, heel-toe kick, as the ball careened, bouncing forward.
Right.
And they're going to move the ball further back to keep the Texas College out of really great field position. The 24 is not bad, but it's better than the ball initially looked to be right there about the 35 or 40-yard line.
Right, and Octavio, he had that snap right in his stomach, so he does a good job staying locked in into the play. He has a 51-yard punt already logged onto the season, so give credit where credit is due there.
4 receivers, trips to the left. Ball is snapped. You're going to swing it out. This time, finding a little bit of space to operate goes Reynolds. The receiver out of the backfield, maybe gets 3 or 4 yards. So we'll say 2nd down and 6 to go.
That's a good job there by Ashton Taylor. Getting outside, and the play spilled to the outside, keeping containment, not letting them get too far.
Under 10 minutes to go before the end of the 1st half. Lions up 14-12. Ball on the left hash, 2 receivers split on either side. Conley in shotgun. Moves Reynolds to the opposite side. Now Conley steps up in the pocket, looking for space to operate. Conley gonna flick that ball ahead. It's intercepted. Just snatched out of the air. It's gonna be a pick 6. Into the end zone. L's up. Touchdown. What a gift. What a play. So Gillespie with the pick 6 for the Lions there.
Great play there by Gillespie. You almost hate to see Connell roll out there and try to throw the ball when he's under so much pressure, but he does a good job. He almost drops it, but Gillespie does a great job sticking with it and seeing nothing but that blue end zone. Touchdown Lions.
How he caught that, you're going to have to ask me. I mean, because, again, it was a telegraph throw. He deflected it right into his own hands and took it to the house. A scoop and score opportunity there for the Lions. Octavio Resendez doing it. So the defense gets on the board first here for the first time this year for the Lions. And Octavio's kick is right through the uprights. And the Lions are now up 21-12. We'll be right back. You're listening to Langston Lion Football, brought to you by the Black Chronicle newspaper, LU Athletics, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, OERB, and Tinker Federal Credit Union.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and it never fails. Every time I visit this state and talk to the folks in the energy business, I learn something world-changing. The technology here is bleeding edge, and so is the focus on the environment. As for the people, they're among the smartest, most innovative, most talented workers I've ever had the pleasure of meeting anywhere. They're busy keeping our modern life going. Not a bad career choice, if you ask me. See their stories at oerb.com/micro.
And the Lion defense does their job and claws one and puts 6 on the board. Gillespie intercepting that pass and taking it to the house for a pick 6, Jamin.
Right, in the past couple offensive drives, we failed to get in the end zone, but the defense steps up and said, no, we'll take it from here. The punt pins them back to the 24-yard line. They do a great job not letting them gain a single yard. And Connell's peeling out, and that was just a great play by Gillespie to run that in.
And I'm going to make sure I get his name pronounced right. It's Gillespie. So cutting back up the middle of the field, going to return the ball out to the 30-yard line. Nice return there by Texas College, number 86, Tyree Lindsey. So first and 10 from that spot, but Gillespie doing a great job. That is Breshad Gillespie, basically the linebacker, because he's not a defensive back, but he did his job and caught that and took it right on in to the house for the touchdown. So nice job there by Breshad Gillespie on the play. So 21-12 is the score. And it looked like on that play there, when they were running it, it looked like Conley was trying to really ad-lib there, a little off script. Before things get started there, the play is blown dead. Is it delay of game? It is. It's a penalty against Texas College, delay of game. It's going to move the ball back inside the 25, back to the 24-yard line, first and 15 from that spot. 9:17 to go, 21-12. If you're listening on the radio this evening, thank you very much for tuning in, whether you are listening on Heart and Soul 99.1 and 1050 KGTO in Tulsa, whether you're listening on Heart and Soul in Oklahoma City 92.1 and 1140. But nonetheless, you can also watch this game. How do you do it? Just go to your app store, Google Play Store, and find the app PPBC TV. You find it, download it, push the button, and you're there for free. You can watch this game, Lion fans, and I invite you to do that. And also, if you need to put it somewhere else on your mobile device, you could also download the audio app streamed by PPBC, and you can also listen to the game. Game to the outside, pass is complete. Making one man miss, nice job. He's going to get about a gain of 16 yards on the play. Nice job by Gregory Donaldson, another freshman wide receiver who dances and eludes pressure on the outside and gets a first down at the 40-yard line, Jamin.
Right, and that's just open field tackling. You got to capitalize on that. That can make a 5-yard gain, but it turns into 10.
Ball is snapped right up the middle this time again for Jarrett Reynolds, and then multiple flags come in at the conclusion of the play. So 8:47, a lot of laundry on the field on this one, and it looks like it's against the Langston defense. personal foul face mask against Langston. And that's ugly. That's not what you want, because now you're spotting them yards. And in fact, as the penalties are counting tonight, Langston had 6 for 61, so now make it 7 for 76. And through the first few games of the season, this has been a really ugly number for Langston. They're averaging 13.5 penalties per game and giving up more than 108 yards of total real estate. Option, ball's rolling around on the ground, and it finally is scooped up. Is that Grace? It's amazing, Grace. Grace is still on his feet. He's going to take the ball inside the 10, down to the 5. A little RPO action. It took James Grace's belly. Ball's rolling around on the ground. He ends up scooping it up and almost took it back to the house. And the Lion defense making the most of their opportunities tonight.
And I mean, I just want to keep that resounding, that message, which you talked about. How does the defense respond when you are penalized? They push back 15 yards. What do they do very next play? They stay locked in, pry that ball loose, and get it back into the red zone.
Ball at the 4-yard line, and that's where they'll set up shop, 1st and 10. And right now the defense is on fire. James, amazing grace on that one. 4 receivers. Make that 3 receivers. Twins to the right. Bardell ready to jump. The Lion offense. Ball is snapped. Tyler Travis gets the call. Tyler Travis into the end zone. Elza. Touchdown.
Good execution. 1 play, 1 score. We got 2 tight ends out there.
So for TT, that's 3, right? So he's got the hat trick going tonight.
That's 3.
So 3 for Tyler Travis, put him up on the board, and the Lions are roaring again as Tyler Travis splashes into the end zone, working hard, getting into the end zone. Octavio Resendez on the field for the extra point as the Lion defense has jump-started some more offense. Octavio's kick is through the upright, and no flag. No flag on that one, but nonetheless, the Lions have extended their lead once again to 28-12. We'll be right back. You're listening to Langston Lion Football, brought to you by the Black Chronicle newspaper. Also, Langston Athletics, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, OERB, and Tinker Federal Credit Union.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and it never fails. Every time I visit this state and talk to the folks in the energy business, I learned something world-changing. The technology here is bleeding edge, and so is the focus on the environment. As for the people, they're among the smartest, most innovative, most talented workers I've ever had the pleasure of meeting anywhere. They're busy keeping our modern life going. Not a bad career choice, if you ask me. See their stories at oerb.com/micro.
Welcome back to Anderson Stadium and kick off the LU party, because there ain't no party like a LU party when the defense is partying, because the LU party won't stop. The ball blows off the tee, and as Octavio gets that, I want to thank one of our sponsors tonight, OERB. If you want to better understand how oil and gas powers modern life, let Mike Rowe, America's storyteller, introduce you to the people who make it all happen. Go watch their stories at oerb.com/Mike Rowe. Mike's adding new videos all the time. Octavio Resendez to kick this ball away. And it's going to be fielded right there at about the 10-yard line. Out to the 20, and a big-time hit as the Lions are going to bring him down. All that energy, all that brashness went for nothing as Demaria Hamilton brought the lumber and brought him down on the return. Tyree Lindsey and said hello at the 19-yard line.
Right, and that's integrity right there. Staying in your lane on the kickoff. That's one of the most important things you can do. They do a good job corralling to the football and laying the wood.
.8:25 to go, 28-12 is the score. The Lion defense has exploded and taken some of the starch out of the collar out of the Texas college offense. Before things get started right now, do we have a delay of game?
Looks like we do.
We have a delay of game. Okay. Gonna march it back 5 yards. So 1st and 15, ball from the 14-yard line.
Second drive in a row they've had to play a game on the first play.
So 3 receivers, twins to the left, and gonna swing the ball to the outside. And Travis Martin was jumping up and down because the Lions were short a body on that last play.
Right, it's definitely evident there. Texas College is continuing to hit the slot, and they just get those easy yards and take advantage of that.
A gain of 7 on the play as the ball is beyond the 20, out to the 22, setting up second down, what will be 7 yards to go. We're officially under 8 minutes to go in the first half. 28-12 is the score. So Texas College, another penalty. And they're going to stop the clock. And I did not see the call on this one.
I would just assume it's delay a game. They're having trouble
can't
getting
be
to the
delayed.
line and
That's
getting
too
a play.
many yards back. So that has to be personal foul of some sort or unsportsmanlike conduct or behavior. So 7:39 to go, and I'm not quite clear. So the officials are going to have a meeting.
It's not beyond my imagination. There's some chirping going on. Texas College is hitting some adversity here on offense.
So second down and what will be 19 yards to go. Texas College needs to get to the 29-yard line for a first down. So I'm not sure if they can. They're trying to get some time put back on the game clock, I'm certain.
And they do.
So 7:50. So they put about 11 seconds back on the clock, and the ball set for play. Here we go. 4 receivers, trips to the left side. Ball is snapped. Conley steps back in the pocket, escapes pressure, rolls to the outside. And I need to correct that. That is not Conley. That is Gilmore on the field right now. That's Amani Gilmore, the new quarterback for Texas College. He scrambles for a nice gain on the play, setting up third down on what will be 14 yards, maybe 13 yards to go.
Right, and Damian Lowry does a good job getting over there to that sideline, making it easy for Madre Strother to do that.
We'll have to see if Gilmore stays in the game. Gilmore steps back in the pocket. Conley is not in. I don't know if that's coach's decision right now. Pass is deflected. Great job on defense that time by number 2 for Langston on that play. That looked like that was Trey Odom on the play. A nice job by Trey Odom. So it's 4th down and 13 yards to go. And the Lions are going to get the ball back, and they're going to send back there Michael Nash to catch it. He's going to be standing there right about the 50-yard line. It's most notable now that the winds have completely died down. They were blowing in from the east at the start of the game. High snap. Took it a while to get there. Nash is going to pick it up off the bounce at the 45-yard line. He dances, and this time the steer, there is nobody to help him. And he is brought down. I'm going to say they're going to bring him down. That seems a little off. Okay, they're going to put him down at the 45-yard line, because I was about to say.
Right, he was a little patient there, trying to be, Devin Hester-esque, trying to be patient and find his hole, but he was corralled quickly.
Missed Devin Hester. Man can change a game all by himself.
Hall of Famer.
28-12 is the score, 6:53 to go. And we'll get you a scoreboard update here in just a minute on Georgia, Alabama as well. 3 receivers, twins to the left. Bardell in shotgun formation, and Tyler Travis. Texas College is showing blitz. They come out of it. Pressure from the outside. Bardell recognizes it. He rolls, has a receiver open, and Gerald Martin makes the reception and drives it through contact and gets it down to the 40-yard line. It's gain of 15 yards. Please move those chains. First down, Langston, but there is an injured Texas College player. Great job on that side. So got to get the score of that game. We'll give that to you as they take a look at it right now. And so far, Bama is up 7-0 early in the contest against one of the biggest games in Division I this year. Georgia, Alabama. But not to be lost around here. Yes, last weekend was a tough weekend for Oklahoma sports overall on a Saturday. You know, you're talking about Oklahoma State lost, OU lost, Langston lost. It's just a bad situation. This week, Oklahoma's looking a little bit better this week, although Oklahoma State fans would beg to differ. Dancing in the middle of the field and still on his feet and rushing ahead. What a gain. He's still on his feet, driving the pile ahead inside the 20 or down to the 20-yard line. It will be a first down. It's a gain of 20 yards. Rushing the bars, Demarie Hamilton getting a first down for Langston, but there is a penalty at the play, and it's coming back. You know, I don't know if there's a thing more demoralizing for a running back. When you move, you get all this, it's hard enough to get all the action that you could possibly want, and then there's a penalty and it has to go back. And you're like, so none of that counted? No, none of it counted.
None of it. The line was doing as good as they could to buy you some time and free you some space, but just a little too handsy.
The penalty is holding, so it moves the ball back to midfield. So Langston staring down, first down and 20 at midfield. So changing personnel right now. They got 3 receivers. Single back. Hip pocket left. Bardell's calling for it. Going to put it up. Bardell escapes the pressure. Looking, and Bardell tries to pull it down as he ran out of real estate there. Going to lose a couple more yards. So he's going to be brought down at the 48-yard line. So it will be now second down and 22.
Right, his check down over there is to the left side, but he rolls to the right, feeling that pressure.
Yeah, and it's the short side of the field when the ball's on the right hash. So he ran out of real estate quick. He was trying to buy some time. And when the scramble drill happens, you would prefer it to be on the long side of the field if you could help that. 3 receivers now. Ball is snapped. Ball in the hands now. Running up strong. Demarie Hamilton. Nice strong run. Takes the ball back into Texas College territory, but there is another flag back at the 45-yard line. And looks like it's going to be another holding call against Langston.
I don't talk about those penalties. They've already scratched off a chance for this Langston Lions team to score, and now every time we're getting plus yardage and getting into their territory, it's bringing us right back to the other side of the 50. Yes,
as it stands right now, penalties was 8. Now we're at penalty number 9, and 75 yards it was. But now we're just going backwards. The ball is inside the 40 at the 38-yard line. So basically, third down should be. We'll make sure it's second down and 32. All right, again, Demarie Hamilton tries to get to the outside. Demarie makes 1, 2, 3 Texas College players miss as he takes the ball out to the 46-yard line. A gain of almost 10 yards on the play, but you had to get that shaved off a little bit. So now, playing smart here, Lions should look to run the ball, take some more time off that clock. 28-12 is the score, 4:55 to go before the end of the first half. Maurice Prince and Jamin Dawson on the call for you this evening. Here, as night falls at Anderson Stadium, the Lions on top, 28-12.
The Lions are going back empty. We have a healthy rotation of running backs. It's just unfortunate to see Demarie Hamilton rip off a few good yards and not benefit with a first down.
Kevin Allen comes in motion across the formation. They fake the swing and has a receiver open in the middle of the field, and it's incomplete, intended for Gerald Martin. He couldn't squeeze that one in. Should have, but he could not. So Octavio Resendez is going to have to bring out his foot to punt this ball away. 4:27, the clock is stopped after that incomplete pass. And as far as it goes right now, the Lions, in terms of penalties, are still under their season average of 13 per game, but 9 for 85 is not what I had in mind, let me tell you. Octavio Resendez kicks it. It's away safely. Going to be fielded at the 13-yard line, and great coverage by the Lion defense as they swarm over TJ Huffkin and don't allow him any space, and it's going to be inside the 15. So the Lion defense is going to trot back out there and see if they can't get another 3 and out.
Right, it's a good punt by Tavio Resendez. Great job by Terry Miles sticking with the runner, making sure they reap benefits from that great punt.
So right now as it stands, the Lions tonight have already nearly doubled their scoring output for the season in the first half of this game. And we're going to stay with the backup quarterback on the outside. Pass incomplete. The receiver stepped out of bounds and did not reestablish himself, so he could not have caught that pass anyway. But our new quarterback is Amani Gilmore. And of course, he is a senior for Texas College. But Gilmore remains the starter there. And I really don't think anything was wrong with Conley other than he was being sat down for poor play or for those turnovers he caused.
Right, those turnovers.
And the ball is loose on the ground, but the officials say he's down. Jared Runnels is going to get a gain of about 3 to 4 yards, maybe 5. We'll say 5. So it's 3rd down and 5. They need to get to the LU 24 for a first down. 3 receivers. Trips to the right. Ball is snapped. Pressure. Armani Wise trying to cover him. And the receiver's coming across the formation, and he's going to take it all the way into the house for a touchdown. Lindsey going to take it back, but there is a flag on the play way back here at the 24-yard line. So it could be many things on that play, but that was a heck of a throw if it would have been able to stand there by Gilmore.
Right, I agree. We had brought 3, so the pressure was coming, but he does a good job getting out of the pocket, finding his man, throws it in between 2 defenders, and the receiver splits him, and they run into each other while he's got free way to the end zone.
So you're going to get clarification on the call. Right now, so the ball will be at the 19-yard line. But what is the call? So a legal man downfield, as you called it. Okay, and there is 2 flags on the play. So personal foul against Langston, and then illegal man downfield, so those penalties offset. So we will replay 3rd down. For the Langston Lions' sake, you're actually happy about that, because on that route Tyler Lindsey ran, he would have gotten through 3 Lion defenders in the secondary.
Right, it looks like we're running the same play here on defense.
All right, going to work again, Gilmore. Pressure up the middle. And this time, Damian Lowry lays the wood and brings him down, along with James Grace at the 20-yard line. So gain of 1, it will be 4th down with 3:07 to go. So they're saying run that clock, or run the play clock. Or actually run everything. So 4th down and 4th down and 4 to go. And Michael Nash standing at midfield again.
Right, thankfully that penalty comes back and they offset running 3rd down again. But other than that one play, this Langston defense has been exceptional on 3rd down.
High snap. Kick. Going to be fielded by Nash. Nash hits the brakes, and the Steer defense is all over him. So he will be down, or basically marked stop at the 45-yard line. So 2:26 to go. The Lion offense back onto the field again. The Lions have scored 14 points in the quarter. 1 defensive touchdown, another almost defensive touchdown. Tyler Travis has been the story of the first half for the Langston Lions tonight. He's been simply sensational overall. 67 yards, rushing 2 touchdowns. And then Tyler Travis again is going to get cut down as another penalty comes in. But Tyler Travis has also, in terms of receiving, 2 catches, 67 yards and a touchdown. And then on this, he has 15 yards and a touchdown. So 3 touchdowns in the first half right now for Travis overall. 2:21 to go, and the way the Lion offense is backing up, what's that call, Jamin?
I believe they called that on Kevin Allen. He had a pretty nice block, but the referees didn't really like it as much as we did.
So 2:21 to go. So that's going to move the Lions back to the 30-yard line. So it's going to be first down, and that looks like 25 yards to go. And it is first down and 25 for the Lions. So now Tyler Travis gets the call again. Going to get cut down after a gain of 5 or 6 yards as he takes the ball out to the 36-yard line. And again, attacking that clock just as much as you're trying to attack that defense, Jamin.
Right, you talk about tempo. I mean, Langston offense has been successful getting a tempo on offense and keeping that defense on the field. You want to see them keep doing the same thing and getting the end zone before half.
I gotta wait till the 2 minutes.
1:57 to go, and a timeout has been called on the field right now. So the Lions have all the momentum going their way, or it's not a timeout by any team. It's the 2-minute warning. Newly implemented into college football this year, so it's the 2-minute timeout. Want to make sure we thank all our sponsors for tonight's contest. That would be LU Athletics, the Black Chronicle newspaper, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, OERB, and Tinker Federal Credit Union. Coming up at halftime will be the OREB halftime report. That's coming up here in about 2 minutes. Also, a performance by the Langston University Marching Pride. That's always going to be outstanding. You know, and there are few bands in the world that sound as good as this band. Just going to put it out there.
I mean, I agree. I mean, they had Texas College jamming before their first drive of the game.
I mean, when I sit there and look at the row of tubas back there, I mean, you see on the back, on the steer sideline, it's just a trough of tubas. So it'll be interesting to see what they warm up because, I mean, believe it or not, we're actually on this last sports weekend of September, entering October, and we're basically about 3 to 4 weeks away from Langston homecoming now. It's crazy.
All right, you're not going to want to miss that at all.
Back to live action. Ball snap. Bardell's going to swing it to the outside. Kevin Allen has it. Kevin Allen stutter steps, dances, and then it's going to get cut down right there at the 40-yard line. So it's going to set up third down and about 15 yards to go, and 1:58 to go in the first half.
This is the first home game.
So a timeout has been called on the field.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Okay, so
Are they declaring this a 2-minute timeout?
Well,
I heard what he said.
yeah, because I'm looking at the timeouts overall by both teams. Both teams still have 1 timeout left. But third down, if you're Langston, you want the clock running.
Absolutely.
You know, it's basically you've got a 16-point lead.
Please direct your attention to the stands.
A 16-point lead, and the last thing you want to do is just give Texas College a chance to get some momentum before halftime. I mean, that's eerily similar to what happened last week as, you know, Langston had the ball a couple of times in the last couple of minutes of the first half. One of them they scored on, and the coach from Louisiana Christian instantly recognized that the momentum was changing. So the first thing he did after halftime is he kicked an onside kick, and Langston was not ready. They covered, and the next thing you know, the steamroll effect really took place. The team didn't respond well to that adversity. They weren't in the mindset of that was going to happen. So back to live action now. 4 receivers, third down and 15. Bardell's going to put it up. No one's open downfield, and he does. Yeah, there is. Kevin Allen has it. A gain of 16 yards. Sir, please move those chains. First down, Langston right there inside the 45-yard line at the 43. So it's a Langston first down. I said nobody was open. Kevin Allen says I am.
Right, and that's a great tactic, trying to get him involved. They hit him from that quick game in the slot, and there you hit him with a good route, and you just want to see him get going. He's the leading receiver for this team, and he has big playability.
So 1:35 to go before the end of the first half. 4 receivers, trips to the left. Bardell and the middle linebackers blitzing on this play. Wide open in the flats. Is that Gerald Martin? He cuts back inside, and Martin's going to get the ball inside the 30, inside the 25, down to the 24-yard line. Sir, please move those chains. First down, Langston. So I want to make sure I give love. That was number 80 on the reception there for Langston on that last play. That was Dalen Jordan. 4 receivers. Ball is snapped. Bardell feeling the pressure. Bardell tries to escape it and wisely just decided to take the sack, but put it back at the 35-yard line. And so Langston operates here to call their timeout with 52.9 seconds to go.
All right, you got to call that timeout there. And Bardell, he really hasn't suffered many sacks.
Yeah, but in the 2-minute drill, that is one of the worst spots to take the time, to get sacked, because you limit your team's options sometimes, especially if you look at the timeout situation. So 52.9 seconds. If everybody hurried to the line, you might not have to burn that, but the way everybody responded to the sack almost required that you stopped that right then and there.
Absolutely.
So the Lions looking for more. In the first half of this game last year, they scored 30 points. They're too shy of that mark now. Lions look to start putting some things in place. All right, so 4 receivers now. Trips to the left. Torrance Bardell standing at the 35, make that the 36-yard line. Of course, the ball's at the 30. Ball is snapped, drops back in the pocket. Bardell's going to let it fire across the middle, and he put it a little bit behind Kevin Allen there.
A little too much sauce there, but those are the results when you get pressure.
Right, and I mean, he was staring. He got pressure right up in his face, and he had to unload it. If he had thrown it, there's a thing that you have to get with your receivers in the timing to throw someone open. And that one, he kind of threw it behind. Kevin Allen had sold out on that route coming across the field and was brought down from that spot. So 49.1 seconds to go. It's 3rd down and long. 3rd down and 16 yards to go. 3 receivers, single back. Bardell's going to put it up. Pressure. Bardell steps up in the pocket, finds the crease. He's at the 20, at the 15-yard line, cuts inside. He's at the 10, 5 before he's finally brought down. It's going to be 1st and goal Langston. They've got to hurry because the clock stopped with 41 seconds to go.
Right, that's a great read. You run true formation again, but you bunch the receivers. You get more of a man look.
All right.
That's a good
so
job.
Is that a flag down there by the 10-yard line?
Yes, it is.
And the way the Lions are backing up, it's against the Langston Lions. So that's going to move the ball back to moves the ball back to the 25-yard line, so it will be basically 3rd down and 11. The clock is running, 39 seconds on the clock. So Coach Morgan is urging his offense to pick up the pace. Everybody got to get on the field. 29 seconds, 14 seconds on the play clock, 26 seconds to get on the field. And again, plenty of time.
Yep, you only got about
You're
time
wasting
to get 2
time.
plays off.
Ball is snapped. Bardell's going to put it up. Throws across the middle of the field into the hands of Gerald Martin. Ells up. Touchdown.
It's a great job by Gerald Martin. He's been targeted a few times in the middle of the field, but he's in double coverage, does a good job splitting those, good concentration to reel it in for 6.
So nice job again by Torrance Bardell. Just when I was saying, and I said it, but I didn't mean to say it, so it looks like I called the play. I said it was the perfect amount of time. It really wasn't, because looking at the situation on the clock and the time, Octavio Resendez, before things get started here, there is another flag on the field here. And it looks like the final timeout was being called by Texas College. But what I actually said on the call was, I said it was a perfect amount of time. It really wasn't, because it was 8 seconds on the clock, less than 20 seconds on the game clock. What I meant was it was a perfect situation if they wanted to take a shot in the end zone and they were squandering the opportunity. What ended up happening is everything I was about to say took place perfectly. It was perfectly timed as Torrance Bardell hit, of course, coming across the formation there, Gerald Martin, and you said it. Gerald Martin been waiting for his opportunity to get into the end zone. He's done it now. He's got 2 catches on the night for 40 yards and a touchdown, as the Lions now lead 35-12.
Right, you love to see him get in the end zone. You know, they squandered a couple opportunities to put it in there, but they do a great job with time expiring in this first half.
So the extra point will stand. The penalty will be against the Lions on the kickoff, and they'll be kicking the ball from the 35-yard line. 13.9 seconds to go. Lions trying to make sure they know where everybody is. Octavio's still counting people. All right. 16 seconds on the play clock now. Octavio set to kick off. Six seconds on the play clock. 5, 4, 3. Kick is away. Going to be fielded at about the 31-yard line, looking for some space to operate there. It's number 81, Christopher Isidore. So it's 6.7 seconds here. It'll be interesting to see exactly what Texas College opts to do here.
Right, and they've got some big targets, and they've done quite a bit of testing the secondary, especially on the outside. So look for them to try to target number 5, Isaiah Smith, as they've done so far. Sometimes unsuccessful, most times.
4 receivers, and they're going to stay on the game right now with Gilmore, and Gilmore is going to hand it off. Well, they want to do a little bit of a hook and ladder there, and then dancing out of bounds, as that's the final seconds tick away from the first half, as Gerald Reynolds dances out of bounds. The score is 35-12, and we will be gone for halftime, and then we will return with stats, a performance by the Langston University Marching Pride, and more. So don't go anywhere. You're listening to Langston Lion Football, brought to you by the Black Chronicle newspaper, LU Athletics, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, OERB, and Tinker Federal Credit Union.
Boy, they finna put me on Sports Center camera. I'm finna be that record.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to half midfield in celebration of the officiating crew tonight, including 4 women of color. Thank you for your contribution to college athletics.
Bet.
Mic check, 1, 2. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome from the Langston University Marching Pride Band. Now, you've heard this before. We're here to amaze you. Whatever you heard about the Marching Pride Band is true. Feast your eyes on one of the top 5 HBCU bands in the nation and the only HBCU in Oklahoma. Marching 250 strong, it's the Langston University Marching Pride Band.
And then just try to follow some action as it goes.
Gotcha.
The band will open with a top-of-the sound called Messiah. Sit back and watch and listen. Precision drill to the door by Teddy Sweet. Watch those gloves of grace in the middle of the field, known as the flash of fire. Love of his eyes. Under the field direction of Mr. James Fowler, Miss Daniel Langston, Mr. Twan Rose, Mr. DeMonte McCall, and Mr. Ed Travis Ross. You are just in for a trio sound, precision, swag, groove, and of course, excellence. Notice the knee lift, notice the drive, and the swag. Let's do it to the University Marching Pride Band. This will dance to Tonight by CeeLo Green.
because, and you know why that is, because the Langston University Marching Pride is performing live on the field. Let's get a little bit of their sound right now. The Langston University Marching Pride performing at halftime, and now you can go to the concession stand. That is the official rule, because when the band is performing, the rule is, Jamin, you don't move until the band is done.
You must abide by those rules.
That's abide by the rules. This is the OERB halftime report. If you want to better understand how oil and natural gas power affects and moves modern life, let Mike Rowe, America's storyteller, introduce you to the people who make it all happen. Watch their stories on oerb.com/Mike Rowe. Mike is constantly adding new videos all the time. Maurice Prince and Jamin Dawson here. Of course, taking a look at the numbers at the end of the first half here and looking at the team statistics and looking at the numbers before we start talking about adjustments overall. Langston has run 36 offensive plays for 260 yards, where Texas College 36 plays for 163 yards. So we'll just go through the Langston numbers first. First down yardage, first downs, 12 first downs. Langston has rushed for 72 yards, and of course, Bardell has thrown for 188, and that's been exciting numbers for 260 yards of offense to put 35 points on the board overall, Jamin. So you have to be excited about that. On Texas College's side, you basically have 127 receiving yards, 127 passing yards, and 36 yards running the ball. That equates in how we get to 163. So when you hear those numbers, does that look like the game that you've been seeing?
I think that reflects it for sure for that Langston offense. I mean, Torrance Bardell, what a job. I mean, he's doing a great job wheeling and dealing. No turnovers thus far, but that run game is here. Like I said, Texas College probably didn't prepare too much for it because it's been lackluster so far. But here at home, in this home opener, it's definitely here and well alive.
Looking at the numbers, Torrance Bardell, 12 of 19, 63% completions for 188 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's been sacked 1 time. Tyler Travis remains the #1 receiver right now. 2 catches for 67 yards and 2 touchdowns. Gerald Martin, 2 catches for 40 and 1 touchdown. Kevin Allen, 4 catches for 36. And Kevin Allen looks like he's about to break out for a big one at any time. Then you've got Hawkins with 1 catch for 19 yards. Victor Boggs, 1 catch for 16. And, of course, Brown, that would be Logan Brown out of the backfield, 2 catches for 10 yards on that. Rushing the ball, Bardell leads the way with 37 net yards rushing. Tyler Travis right behind him with 21. You know, I'll ask you about this in a minute, but you got Demarie Hamilton with 8 yards rushing, Booker with 4, and of course Bartholomew with 2 overall. So we're looking at it from that side. And then from the Langston defense, right now it's been a party all the way for James Amazing Grace. He has 5 total tackles, 3 solos, and, you know, you're talking about 3 total tackles for a loss just in the first half alone. Then you've got 3 tackles for a loss overall. I'm sorry, just 1 tackle for a loss, but for 3 yards. Let me look at that correctly. Armani Wise has also been busy with 5 tackles, 1 tackle for a loss, you know, and he's been all over the place. So the Lion defense is flowing all over, but we want to show some love to those guys who are getting the job done on that side. From Texas College's side of the offensive end, well, again, still not sure on why Conley is not playing. He could be hurt, not really sure on that, but he was 9 of 17, completed 52% of his passes, almost 53% of his passes with 2 touchdowns. And then after that, Gilmore came in, and Gilmore since then has been 2 of 5 for 25 yards thus far. But the offense hasn't looked the same since Conley came out. Now, Conley came out after a series of difficult plays, I would say, where some RPO, he probably was a little loose with the football, but ball security and protecting the football might be the reason why he's not in. I'm not going to say he's injured, but that's just my thoughts. What do you say?
Right, from my perspective, it has to be. When you're the quarterback, you touch the ball on every play, so you are solely responsible for where it goes and turning the football over. So you've got to clean those things up, but if you're turning that ball over, I mean, you can't be mad at the coach for making a substitution.
Yeah, ball security is an important thing. So Hookfin is the leading receiver for Texas College, 5 catches for 43 yards and a touchdown. And Reynolds is the number 1 back or running back with the most yards in the game, 37 yards on the ground. Those pretty much wraps up the look at the numbers. We're going to take a quick break, come back, and when we do, I'll get Jamin to look over our keys to the game for the Langston win, and then, you know, for the Langston Lions to win the game. And then on the other side, also adjustments he would also like to see. That's all coming up next. You're listening to the OERB Halftime Report, and this is Langston Lion Football brought to you by LU Athletics, the Black Chronicle newspaper, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, OERB, and Tinker Federal Credit Union. And welcome back to the OERB Halftime Report, reminding you again to go to OERB.com to make sure you check out the newest stories about the people who make all the things happen when it comes to natural gas and its power. So make sure you check them out. New videos are added daily. OERB want to thank them for being a sponsor of Langston Athletics. So adjustments now, Jamin. But there was all the positive numbers I gave. I kind of overlooked the negative ones, and as a broadcaster, that's not what you're supposed to do. So can you just talk about that one a little bit?
Yes, the penalties. That was one of the keys to Lion victory, is reducing the penalties. We're at 105 already in penalty yards, and that's probably the biggest thing to adjust here in the second half. I mean, they've done a good job staying locked in, which is another key point for them winning the game. But, you know, that's just one of those things you want to clean up here. You're at home. Both of these teams are looking for a win. They're in a sizable lead. I think the defense is locked in. They've already had a blocked extra point and denied a 2-point conversion. So just picking up on that note and just trying to clean up those little things that are giving Texas College some life.
All right, as we get ready for the second half again, will you give us a scoreboard update on probably supposed to be the big game of the night, the big game that's supposed to be happening this weekend? Everybody's supposed to be all hyped up about. You know, there are folks here with their phones on taking a look at that score, and something about that score is just kind of crazy.
Right, it seems a little lopsided. I don't think a lot of people expected that. Last time I checked it, Alabama was up 28-0, denying Georgia of anything possible happening in this game.
And it's still that way as it stands?
I believe so.
Okay.
If ESPN had my back, I would give you a minute-to-minute update.
So, you know, it won't let you be great.
28-7.
Okay, 28-7. Georgia's like, give us our 7. All right. Octavio Resendez's kickoff is away. It's going to bounce and be fielded at the 1-yard line. Could have let that one go into the – but, again, trying to find some space, reversing field position at the 10, at the 15, and ran out of real estate at about the 20-yard line. And multiple flags come in at the end here. But that was kind of a situation where number 86 for Texas College, Tyree Lindsey, was looking for some space to operate, and then multiple flags come in. It more than likely is against Texas College. We'll just have to see here.
Right. Hopefully it wasn't on that late hit. It was a little late one, but Langston played that well, flowing to the sideline.
So Armani Wise over there trying to make sure he knows what the call is, and it looks like they're going to disregard. Okay, so they're going to – if the penalty is going to get against Texas College, it's going to move the ball inside the 10 down to the 5. And that can't make Coach Jackson very happy, and I'll tell you why. Because the ball took a bounce right there at the 1-yard line. It could have gone right into the end zone.
Exactly.
You picked it up, and because of that, we had another penalty. If not, it would have been at the 25-yard line. So the first possession of the second half, that's where it's starting from. 20 seconds on the play clock, and now the Texas College offensive unit has to trot back on the field. And it remains the quarterback remains Armani Gilmore as the starting QB to start the second half of this game. Ball the snap. Gilmore, pressure, going to fire it to the outside, and going up to make the reception in double coverage. Pass is well defended on that one. He was blanketed well, but Deontay Hill said he thought he could still make the catch.
Right, and that's a great job of communication there on the back end. We don't want any bust in that type of situation. It was a great job leading up to a second down.
So when we looked at the first half or the keys to the game, how do you grade those other ones? How do you grade the be locked in and play smart? What grade did you give Langston on that? As the Langston defense says no to the running game, tries to force him back in the end zone. You're not going to get any yards for that. Amon Gill trying to get back there.
He's getting up slowly.
And requires some assistance. And that was a big-time hit there being taken on Reynolds. Reynolds is kind of slow, and he went down, so he's going to have to get looked at. But let's go ahead and grade our keys to the game from the first half, if you don't mind.
Being locked in, playing smart, I'm going to give that a B. We had some lapses, but they did a good job in that second quarter, tightening their grip on this Texas College team on both sides of the ball. The defense giving the offense so much life and scoring in their own right led to the offense getting an easy run by Tyler Travis. And as far as winning the turnover battle, they're doing it, and they're doing it well.
So on the next one,
reducing the penalties, We're going to have to give that a C. We're going to let that be.
That's not a C. It's a D. I mean, if you're continuing double-digit penalties.
You're right.
D, I mean, you could actually go with an F. I mean, it's okay, in games against good teams, you lose.
Absolutely.
So that's an F.
That's going to
F.
cost you for sure.
So we had a B and an F. So, I mean, right now you're working with a D right now, or a low C. And what was the fine? So far, winning the turnover battle, Langston's done well on that. Pressure in the backfield. Going to try and fire it out. Pass incomplete, but at least it was in the area of Deontay Hill. But fourth down, and they're going to have to kick this ball away from their own end zone. So let's see here who's going to be out to return it. And stepping back out is Michael Nash. He's going to be standing right there at about the 35 or 40-yard line. It's good yardage for the Langston Lions. They will be in plus territory. They don't have to block it here. You're already up 35-12. Let's just be smart.
Right, be smart. You've already got them pinned inside their own 5. Just take advantage of their mistakes and the good things that you've done on this opening drive in the second half.
High snap, and the kick is nearly blocked. Nash went ahead and picked it up off the scoop. And again, I give it up for everybody who has courage to pick that ball up. I'm just going to say this. It wasn't me. And is there a flag in the end zone here?
If it was, they picked it up pretty fast.
Okay, because Coach Morgan is going off, so I'm going to assume it is personal foul against, well, it says roughing it should be roughing the kicker, but she says roughing the passer, but she meant roughing the kicker. So that means the offense comes off the field and the defense goes back on. That's just that's just a boneheaded play.
You talked about those penalties. I can't argue with that more. I mean, it's a D. You talked about having a good drive on this opening drive, giving the ball back to your offense inside of their territory. But, you know, just a boneheaded play like that gives the ball right back to them. You give them a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, and again, those are mistakes you cannot make against good teams. Good teams will make you pay. Disciplined teams will make you pay. 4 receivers now as Gilmore remains the quarterback for Texas College. Ball. Gilmore steps in the pocket, and down he goes. The ball's loose, but Texas College is able to get it, and Damian Lowry is just pumped up.
Right, and it's not just Connor losing the ball, but that's Gilmore as well. It's just a great job. Langston defense sending 4 and squeeze in that pocket short, and luckily getting that ball loose.
Second down and 15. And it's one of those things, you've got to be alert. If the defense is got active hands and knocking the ball loose, I need everybody pursuing the ball.
Absolutely.
Ball is snapped, and this time absorbed in the backfield, and the defense is having a backyard party as Damian Lowry is Superman getting into the backfield again. Another loss of 3 or 4 yards, and all Texas College is putting the car in reverse. All we need is that little beep from the truck. Beep. Beep. That's what's happening right now. Third down and what will be 16 yards to go.
All right, and the senior-led defensive line is doing a great job. This pack of Lions is led by Damian Lowry, just surrounding the football at all times.
All right, going to work, Texas College. Gilmore looking for space. He rolls to the left side. Damian Lowry pursuing him, and Gilmore was able to shake Damian Lowry out of it. Damian Lowry was looking for the big play instead of securing the tackle. So Gilmore was able to get some of that. That was be called the get back, but it won't be enough for the first down.
Right. Luckily, Glaspie was there to get him out of bounds before he was able to get that first
down. So fourth down and 9. And here's the thing about it. First of all, great play by Gilmore. Why? Because he still tried to get some yardage out of the play. But for Damian Lowry, nobody else was behind him for 3 or 4 more yards. If you don't pursue him, what ends up happening is he runs for a first down on what was fourth down and, double digits. You're talking about 15-plus yards to go. Third down and 15 yards, and you would have given it to him. And that would have been one of the, for me, for all the good that's done in the game, that really would have left a sour taste in my mouth for that. The kick is away. It's going to be fielded at the 45-yard line. 1st and 10, Langston from that spot. So, fortunately for the Lions, Langston will be able to regain their location and their spot basically to where it was before. But I got to go back to the Gunners. The guys who have to go chase down the punts and all that, I couldn't have that job. Ball is snapped.
It's not an easy one. Not one to
Bardell, pressure up the middle. Throws it deep off the back foot and coming back, almost making the catch. Was that Levon Williams over there?
It looks like it, number 15.
Yep, Levon Williams was the intended pass. That's the arm strength of Torrance Bardell. He's backpedaling and let the throw go going back. Had he had one step to put down and plant the foot and throw forward, Levon might be in the end zone.
Absolutely.
Chilling.
He was giving him a chance to come back to the ball while the pressure was corralling him. That was a good job getting it out there, just, couldn't get enough on it.
4 receivers. Trips to the left. Bardell standing at the 50-yard line. Flag on the play. The ball's in the hand of Gerald Martin, who's going to get a gain of 7 or 8 yards, which would be a nice play if it wasn't more than likely illegal procedure against the Lions. So Langston, we're trying to confer the call. Oh, the call is against Texas College. And so now they are conferring with Quentin Morgan what he would like to do. So Quentin Morgan is opting to take the penalty here. So Gerald Martin's catch will be erased from the stat sheet for right now. So it will be 2nd down and 5 following the penalty. So 35-12, and I'm going to be honest here. We were talking about the penalties. Penalties have been ugly for both teams. That's 7 penalties now for 52 yards for Texas College. Langston has 12 for 120. Almost 10 yards of penalty.
Right, ungodly numbers right there.
Ball is snapped. Bardell has to pick it up off the carpet this time. Makes the best out of a bad situation there and basically gets back to the original line of scrimmage. The ball was snapped rolling around the carpet. At least Bardell had the awareness to find it, pick it up, and try to get something with it. So good job by Torrance Bardell, 3rd down and 5.
Right, you get such good field position on this drive. You would hate to see it go away. And just great awareness, not losing yards, being aware down and distance here with 3rd and 5.
No question about that. So 3rd down and 5. 4 receivers, 2 split on either side, ball on the left hash. Bardell has it. Finds a crease. Bardell may take this one to the house. He's at the 30, he's at the 25, cuts back in at the 20. And is going to be brought down, but the ball is knocked loose, and it looks like Texas College is going to recover the ball. And they are. Texas College is going to recover the ball inside the 20-yard line at the 16. Bardell fell down, and the ball was coming out according to the officials, and Bardell's going to fumble it. And so the Langston Lions are going to turn the ball over. At least for field position's sake, it's at the 16-yard line.
Right.
But this is not the habit you want. You want sharpness coming out of the break. And right now the Lions are a little bit dull right now and not quite sharp on what they need to be. Ball is snapped. Gilmore is going to hand the ball off to Runnels. Runnels may get a couple on the play, 2nd down and 8.
Swallowed up there by Amon Gill, but from an offensive perspective, that was the 3rd opportunity they had to get in the end zone. Torrance Bardell, he does a good job reading the play and getting out in the open field, but just holding that ball a little loose. Ball security is the most important thing in that area of the field.
All right, so ball is snapped. Gilmore, pressure, going to fire to the outside, and they wanted to set up a wide receiver screen. And I'm really surprised. Okay, that was 2 yards because it looked like there was an illegal offensive lineman downfield on that play.
Right, and he was the closest one to the ball.
He was the closest one to the ball. So 3rd down, and it will remain at 8. 9:55 to go. 35-12 is the score. Langston on top. 4 receivers. Gilmore calls for it, drops back in the pocket, pressure. Going to fire it across the middle of the field, has a receiver open, absorbs the contact from Odom before he able to fall ahead forward is Hookfin, gets the Texas College Steer a 1st down at the 41-yard line. Great pass, great play from Gilmore to Hookfin.
Right, and the Langston defense is sending 4. We had a linebacker blitz as well, so he had to get the ball out quick. And he had the hit stick there, but you got to wrap up and get him down in the open field.
All right, in the catching it again, is that Hookfin? could be is a gain of maybe 1 on the play. No, I stand corrected. That's number 11. That's Hill, Deontay Hill with the reception. So gain of 1, second down and 9. 9:14 to go in the contest. So 4 receivers, trips to the right side now. Ball is snapped. Gilmore steps up in the pocket, fires across the middle of the field. And that pass is incomplete, intended for that time for Tyree Lindsey. So third down and 9.
All right, in the defense, they sent 5 there. Quarterback reads that. He sees there's no linebacker in the middle of the field. Goes to test it, but just couldn't connect.
Well, Texas College really has improved their vertical pass game from when we saw them a year ago. But they're forced to pass the ball in a situation when you're down 20-plus points. Going to throw the ball to the outside, and the catch is going to be made. I think that's by Hill. That is Deontay Hill with another reception. Deontay Hill now, gain of what will be 8 yards, setting up 4th down and 2. And, of course, Texas College is going to remain on the field for this play. 4 receivers, trips to the right side, or to the left side, excuse me, ball on the left hash. Langston looks like they're bringing pressure. And coming up, dancing, and will have enough for the first down. Nice run job by Jarrett Reynolds. Reynolds takes the ball into Langston territory and will be down at the 48-yard line. And that one, you know, you've been used to the play fake, and then finally they did what they were supposed to do, and it worked out that way.
Right, and that's the way they draw it up.
4 receivers, balls on the left hash. They're going to throw it to the outside. That catch is going to be made. And dancing along the sideline there, what a catch by Tyree Lindsey. Under duress, pressure being applied there by number 24 for Langston, but he was able to position himself, and what a perfectly thrown ball there that time as that catch was made on the outside there.
Right, and that was defended there by Glaspie, but he's going for that pick there instead of just staying on his hip and trying to knock that ball loose.
All right, that's going to be a flag on the play right there. Looking at things, as it looks like multiple receivers did not have the snap count right. So it's going to be false start. It's going to back them up 5 yards. It will place the ball now back at the 45. Correction, the 44. They have to get just inside the 38 for a first down. Clock continues to run, 7:37 to go before the end of the third quarter. Ball snap. Gillespie dancing. Going to fire to the outside, has a receiver there. It's caught. And that, again, is Lindsey, who has enough for a Texas College first down, it does appear, inside the 40 at the 37.
And you talk about Texas College, you know, they're in a position where you have to pass, and they've tested that outside multiple times. And when you have that much space, why not hit them?
All right, Texas College now has thrown the ball for 167 yards in the game. Gillespie's going to swing it out to the outside to Hookfin, and Hookfin makes a man fall down in the middle of the field with a nice move by Hookfin as he dances. And they say, shake you right out your boots right there, as Hookfin takes it inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's another Texas College first down.
Right, and Hookfin, he does a great job body control and leverage. When you get in that open field situation, it's mano-a-mano. Does a good job playing them to the outside and cutting right back to the inside.
All right, they're going to swing it to the outside this time. Gilmore.
Trying to get it back to him.
Gilmore. His pass is incomplete, second down.
All right, Glaspie there defending that. Does it better than that first time because it was a completion a few plays ago.
So now second down and what will be 10 yards to go. 4 receivers, trips to the left side. Gilmore in shotgun formation. Ball is snapped. Gilmore going to throw it across the middle, and a nice big reception, and then falling it into the end zone for a Texas College touchdown. It looks like Gregory Donaldson into the end zone for a steer touchdown. And now it's 35-18.
All right, somewhat a delayed blitz by that linebacker, but as soon as he goes, Gilmore does a good job reading that and floats that in the middle. And they do a good job getting into the end zone.
So now trying to go for 2 and knock it down to a 15-point margin. It is a 17-point lead as it stands right now. So again, that would make it a 2-score game. Tries to throw it across the middle. That pass is incomplete. No flags on that one. But Texas College does get back on the board, 35-18, and score first in the second half of this one. We'll be right back. You're listening to Langston Lion Football, brought to you by the Black Chronicle newspaper, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, OERB, and Tinker Federal Credit Union.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and it never fails. Every time I visit this state and talk to the folks in the energy business, I learn something world-changing. The technology here is bleeding edge, and so is the focus on the environment. As for the people, they're among the smartest, most innovative, most talented workers I've ever had the pleasure of meeting anywhere. They're busy keeping our modern life going. Not a bad career choice, if you ask me. See their stories at oerb.com/micro.
And we're back here at Anderson Stadium. 35-18, Texas College just scored. Langston needs to be leery because Texas College needs possessions, and they've been able to move the ball when they needed to. So to me, it's a very important detail of something that they definitely need to do. Kick is away, and it's going to go out of bounds, so it will be 1st and 10 following that particular penalty. But we need to see the Langston offense do some, put some more up there. Langston has 96 yards rushing on the night as it stands right now and 188 yards passing. It's 284 yards of offense. To kind of we need to see the habits building into, because Langston has another home game next week against Nelson College. And Nelson College is formerly SAGU, which is the Southwest Assemblies of God, but they have now gone to Nelson University and changing their name, but they're still the Purple Lions. But regardless, they are the #1 defense in the Sooner Athletic Conference right now. So you have to understand that next week, that is something that you're going to have to execute on. You can't spot them anything, and that's something that the Lions don't want to do now. Great job as Bardell's going to fire it, back shoulder throw, trying to hit Levon Williams. Pass incomplete. Levon down the sideline, had a step, and Bardell, if he places it just right, would have been a very, very pretty play. But instead it's incomplete, 2nd down.
Right, and he's such a big target, 6'3", 240. They just haven't seemed to be able to connect this
Levon, this is really Levon's 2nd game of the year. His first game, he was not able to play in the UCO game, and he was able to play in the last 2, and we just not seeing him in sync yet. He is a big-time player for this offense, one of the leading receivers in touchdowns and yards, total yards against for Langston last year. Pass caught at the 40-yard line and then brought up to about the 46. Nice catch on the play by Victor Boggs. Victor Boggs with a gain of almost 5. So third down and about 5, maybe 5.5, you could almost say, based upon the spot. So substitution, Kevin Allen comes out. So in the backfield right now is Bartholomew, standing right next to Torrance Bardell.
All right, and one of the things we want to talk about is that healthy rotation of running backs. When you have so many different guys you can put in different styles, you have so many more options of what you can do out there.
Bardell gets it off right as time expires. He tries to fling it over the top to Janelle Langley. That pass is incomplete, so it's 4th down. So Octavio Resendez is going to have to trot back on the field to punt this ball away. And it's kind of been, for the most part right now in the 3rd quarter, when we start talking about stats and performances and all those things, when you're looking at it right now, Langston scored 21 points in the 2nd. So far, none of the 3rd. Texas College has had basically 3 quarters of their scoring 6 points each quarter. So if you're going by the law of averages, that's pretty good. But if you're Langston, you need more. Octavio with a nice kick. It takes a bounce. It's inside the 10. The Lions are going to run it down and bring him down right there at about the 6-yard line, maybe the 5-yard line. It looks like the 6, 1st and 10 from that spot. And I'm glad they went for it. Normally the player will try to let it bounce one more time, but he ran it down, Jamin. And as soon as he knew it was inside the 10, he knew it was all right to touch that ball right there around the 7-6 area, and he downed it at the 6. But all the time we try to get as much out of it, try to get it down inside the 1. But when you do that, often the ball gets away from you and rolls out of bounds or into the end zone.
Right, you're riding that fine line. You don't want to be too greedy, because if you get too greedy, then you really don't get to reap any benefits from that good kick, and then they get all the way back to the 25.
Is that really greedy? Yeah, it is.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
35-18, 5:33 to go. Maurice Prince and Jamin Dawson on the call right now. Langston football on Anderson Stadium, at Anderson Stadium, right here in good old Langston, America. Ball is snapped. And Gilmore's going to fire across the middle of the field. Try to hit that baseball throw across the formation to Tyree Lindsey. Pass incomplete. 2nd down.
It looks like Lindsey is down. There might be something wrong with his knee.
See if he can get up. One of the trainers just comes over there and assists the young man in getting up. So as it stands right now, 35-28, 5:28 to go. But there is a penalty that was called against Texas College, or called against Langston on that last play, that will give Texas College a 1st down. Four receivers, trips to the right side. Ball is snapped. This time, dancing in the middle of the field again is number 7, Jared Reynolds. Reynolds is going to get a gain of maybe 3 or 4 yards on the play that time.
Right, and they were sending forward, but that's a good job by those 2 linebackers lined up in their D gaps and doing a good job squeezing on the inside when they saw the running back take off, or the quarterback, excuse me.
Stavella Greer had to come out of the game because his helmet came off. 4 receivers, trips to the right side. Gilmore feeling pressure up the middle by Damian Lowry. Lowry has him, but can he bring him down? And down he finally goes. Damian Lowry picks up a sack.
Right, Damian Lowry just adding to his already stat-filled sheet. I mean, talk about that senior leader. Again, 6'2", 280. That's going to be hard to run or get by him. He does a good job getting pressure on the quarterback there.
3rd down and what will be 12 yards to go now. It has been a spectacular game overall for the Langston defense. You got a defensive touchdown in the game. You've also had a scoop and near score. So the defense has been active. Tackles for a loss, sacks, a lot of ball pressures. It's been good overall.
Blocked extra point as well.
Going down and finding a receiver, and Hookfin almost came up with it, but so almost did Travis Martin, who sold out to catch it. And if it had been a little bit more to the inside, I'm daring, will I say, that Travis Martin would have intercepted it.
Almost positive, streaking down the field. I mean, his ball skills have improved immensely, and he gets down there and he almost makes a play.
Now, there is another flag down here at the 29-yard line. I don't know how I missed that. It's, oh gosh, holding against Langston. So that penalty, man. So officially on the night, Langston just hit their 14th penalty.
Yep, and that grade is just dropping and dropping here. I mean, it's nothing that's really killing them as far as the score column, but it's creating so many more opportunities for Texas College to take advantage of.
No, I thoroughly agree with that. So it is 1st down and 10 from the 30, from the 29. This time up the middle, carrying defenders with him as he goes, is number 7.
We've got a Lion down right now.
So have a Lion down in the backfield of where
looks to be James Grace.
Grace gets up, favoring his shoulder. So he's able to walk off under his own power or jog off under his own power. So 2nd down and 4, or a 2nd down and 3 from our vantage point. The officials are giving them a little bit more grace to get off the field and get back into game mode. So 2nd down and 4, 3:39 to go. So ball is snapped. Ball in the hands of Reynolds now, and Reynolds gets a short gain on the play, maybe a gain of 1.
That 4-man rush is just too much to contain.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. So looking at how things are panning out right now. Going back to work. Reynolds now has it.
That's Damian Lowry again.
And Lowry in the backfield right now, bringing it down. So short gain on the play, so it's going to be 4th down and 1 for all intents and purposes now.
Right, and we've seen Texas College in this situation keep their offense out and go for it.
Yeah, it won't be any difference now. So as it stands right now, 4th down and 1. Ball is snapped and going to the outside now with the quarterback draw, and he's still running down the field goes Gilmore. Gilmore at the 20, 15, 10 before he's finally brought down. Great job. No flags on the play, and Gilmore said, I'll take it on my own and try to get there.
Right, he's brought down by Michael Nash. They do a good job running that option. They've been running to the back so long that Gilmore does a great job tucking it and running. It's nothing but daylight, and he gets Texas College in the red zone.
So Texas College in the red zone for the first time in the second half here, and is looking for more points. See, this game is far from over right now, and the Lions are going to have to get on their horses now to get things going right now as they get into the end zone and score. And so now all of a sudden it is 35-24, 1:57 to go.
Right, and they just hit Deontay Hill on that short route. He gets a good block, and he's right into the end zone with ease.
So going to work right now. 1:57. Again, Texas College is not quitting. And so this game is far from over. It is now down to an 11-point margin, and now Langston's got to dig deep because this game is not over. Low snap as it is right now, and through the uprights it goes. And it is now a 10-point game, 35-25, 1:57 to go.
You can credit that to those penalties. When you give your team, your opponent, more yards to work with, they're eventually going to capitalize on some of those. Texas College does so and gets into the end zone, shortening that margin.
And it certainly does. And we will be right back. You are listening to Langston Lion Football, presented by LU Athletics, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, the Black Chronicle newspaper, OERB, and Tinker Federal Credit Union.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and it never fails. Every time I visit this state and talk to the folks in the energy business, I learn something world-changing. The technology here is bleeding edge, and so is the focus on the environment. As for the people, they're among the smartest, most innovative, most talented workers I've ever had the pleasure of meeting anywhere. They're busy keeping our modern life going. Not a bad career choice, if you ask me. See their stories at oerb.com/micro.
No matter how far Langston runs, Texas College is not going away. Maurice Prince and Jamin Dawson here. Right now, Texas College scores following the fumble by Langston and Torrance Bardell, and now the pressure is starting to mount. One of the things I said early on in pregame is the deeper this game goes, the pressure is going to start showing up on one side of the ball. And if Langston that had, as a 17-point lead, you're talking about a team that had a 20-plus point lead coming out of halftime. It's now down to 10 points, and we're still at 152 in the third quarter, Jamin.
Right, and you miss out on 2 opportunities to get into the end zone this quarter. In that second quarter, we scored 21, but in all honesty, we could have scored 35. So you're putting pressure on yourself, and now you have to convert. You have no choice but to get to the red zone and score, and this Texas College defense is ramping up.
So with that being said, you're talking about a team right now in Langston that the lead may be theirs, but right now they're not playing as if they have the lead. They're playing with a little bit of pressure. Bartholomew carries the ball for a short gain on the play right now, but the Lions, again, have to get going here.
Right, and their defensive line is waking up now. That's Novi and Webb getting in on that tackle, and they're not letting too much get by them.
So if you are a Lion fan right now, you need them to recognize that they need to lock in and be on top of their game right now. So 1:24 to go. 4 receivers. 4 receivers as it stands. Ball is snapped. Bartholomew has it as the Lions are trying to attack the clock. And to me, it's not just a mistake, but it's 3rd down and 8. So you're going to get to the fourth quarter, but you're giving Texas College a chance to rebuild some momentum here going into the fourth here, Jamin.
Right, and his defense is building confidence. You run on 2 straight plays. I know you have Bartholomew in. He's more of a power back, but now you're forcing yourself on 3rd down to get a pass off.
So with that being said right now, four receivers. Ball is snapped. They're going to swing it to the outside. Tyler Travis this time gets nothing doing, and the Steer defense is pumped. And right now we have an injured, looks like a lineman fell down. But that should be the final play of the third quarter. The Lions will not have to punt the ball. So we'll be right back. You're listening to Langston Lion Football, brought to you by the Black Chronicle newspaper, LU Athletics, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, OERB, and Tinker Federal Credit Union.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and it never fails. Every time I visit this state and talk to the folks in the energy business, I learn something world-changing. The technology here is bleeding edge, and so is the focus on the environment. As for the people, they're among the smartest, most innovative, most talented workers I've ever had the pleasure of meeting anywhere. They're busy keeping our modern life going. Not a bad career choice, if you ask me. See their stories at oerb.com/micro.
And as we get ready to start the fourth quarter now, folks, a lot of energy as Quentin Morgan pulled his entire team right there by the 50-yard line, Jamin, because he's starting to sense what you and I have witnessed in the third quarter, and that is a Texas College surge trying to get back into things right now, trying to get things going.
Right, and we've already got a 10-point game here, and we haven't really been in this position versus Texas College really ever to say. And your back is against the wall, and now you're calling on your defense to have a big stand as you get another good punt by Octavio Resendez. They're letting it roll as close as they can, and they get it to about the 2-yard line.
So this time, great coverage by the team overall, and that is the situation that we have right now, because it's just one of those situations now where you're saying to yourself, now Texas College has got to drive the ball 97 yards for a possible, for a chance to get into the end zone to try and get a step closer, because it remains, as it is right now, a 10-point margin.
Right, and we've seen this defense remain rock solid when they've been in this position. They've been able to keep them on this side of the 50 and get a good punt and good field position, but asking them to do it time and time again can be daunting. And Texas College, you're giving them more opportunities to get looks, and find different things to exploit.
14:45 left to go in the game. It's a 10-point margin, folks. Langston needs a stop here. Ball is snapped. Gilmore is going to throw it down the middle of the field, and it was just off the fingertips of Deontay Hill. Now, we have a Texas College player that just went down, and it looks like it's a lower leg injury, and the training staff is going to have to look at him. But that was not good, and Quentin Morgan went out to address his secondary because some communication must not be on the same page, because Deontay Hill was just a finger, one finger away from taking that, basically to the house on one play.
Right, he was a free man. If he had a little of that stickum on his gloves, that would have done the job for him, and he would have been
a free
pacing.
man. You said a free man. I'm not mad at you. As the players getting looked at, and just to let you know what kind of dominance that was overall for the teams, is when we're looking at it from the team's perspective in the third quarters itself. Texas College has really now gone to 223 yards passing on the day. They have now rushed for 98 yards. So total 321 yards of offense. Langston has yet to eclipse the 300-point mark, but yet they have 35 points on the board.
Right. I mean, their offense has just caught up to their level. And you can credit that to what those penalties have done for this team. They've created so many more opportunities for themselves to score.
And I'm glad you brought that up. So now the confusion on defense, everybody has to line up. So now going out to cover, Michael Nash is going to the outside over there. His Texas College is not a running team, but expect Gilmore to have some space to take off. And he has a receiver open, and the catch is going to be made by Deontay Hill right there about the 12-yard line. It's going to be short of the first down, but it was some good yards, and Hill is slow getting up. It looks like Hill is down right now.
Right, Hill's been so productive for this Texas College team. You see this Langston defense go with a too-high look, and he gets open creating space, but he's hit right at the sticks. And it's looked like he's getting up very slow, if any at all, right now.
So when you look at the numbers for Deontay Hill, he's got 4 catches for 48 yards and a touchdown, but he's laying down there at 3rd down and 2 with 14:31 to go. It's going to be imperative the Lions get off the field and find a way to get this offense going. Right. Everybody's got to be engaged. This game is far from over. A 10-point margin, and the way Texas College has moved the ball in the second half of this game has been extremely impressive. There is nothing more you can say about that. When we look at it, they scored 13 points in the third quarter by themselves, and that allowed them to get back in the lead. I mean, get back in the game as far as it was. It was 35-12 at the end, and the Lions have been stuck on 35 since the second quarter. So we've seen this play before, and the Lions cannot afford for this to continue here, Jamin.
Right, absolutely not. You want to try to get your defense off the field as quick as possible, and for the offense just to continue to find some of that success you had in the running game. They did a good job. Torrance Bardell, Tyler Travis, excuse me,
right,
in the outside.
Exactly. Tyler Travis has been quiet. And again, you have to look at it that some of it was positive field position for Tyler Travis, but I think the longest scoring drive we've seen from the Lions today, if I'm not mistaken, I got to go back and look at that, but the longest drive the Lions had overall in this game was the 61-yard drive. But yet, Texas College has had 2 drives back-to-back, a 94-yard drive on the last touchdown, and the touchdown before was an 84-yard drive. So the Lions have not been able to drive over 61 yards in this game, but yet Texas College's touchdown drives, a 56-yard drive, 8 plays 56, 7 plays 77, 12 play 84, and an 8 play 94. So being down there is not a good thing. So as we get back, on that last play, 4th down, nothing doing there. So 4th down, the Lions are going to get the ball back, but it's going to be imperative that they do something with it this time.
Right, absolutely. And you see the position that they're in right now. You need to be aware of any type of trickery Texas College might have in their back pocket.
Yeah, Rorick Hawkins is standing back at the 46-yard line, and the kick is away. It's a short kick, and Hawkins is going to run it down, and Hawkins got it inside the 30 at the 27-yard line. You couldn't ask for a better situation here because field position is just as important in some of these games as other things. And right now, that could be a big factor, but the Lions have got to capitalize.
Right, it's very pivotal. And we've seen our team have good field position thus far, but this is about the best that you're going to get off that short kick. The returner does a good job timing that bounce, buying them some extra yards. But like you said, we've got to be focused, locked in, and cash this in.
Yeah, you cannot play around with this right now. At halftime, down in Tuscaloosa, it is 30-7.
Alabama just putting it on them.
Yeah. Well,
Kalen DeBoer era is looking promising.
Yeah, and that's what it looks like to start off. Now, I'd like to have that same feeling here at Anderson Stadium. Ball is snapped, and Bardell's going to roll. Bardell's going to throw back, has a receiver open. It's Rorik Hawkins. Ailed up, touchdown. But there is a flag on the play down at the 27-yard line. There's a flag on the play. And Bardell is standing there, and it don't look good.
Right, that was beautiful execution off that RPO. He rolls out. That was a great ball, getting it to his receiver right over the defender. About as easy as you could have got it. But this flag looks like it's going to wipe that off.
So Quentin Morgan has got his hands out asking the question. He's trying to understand what the call is here. So there's two flags against Langston, illegal man downfield and holding. So they accepted the holding penalty. And based upon the start there, it's going to move the ball back to the 37-yard or 38-yard line, 1st and 10. Or 1st and 20 for Langston from that spot. Langston needs to get inside the 20 at the 19-yard line.
Right, now you got 1st and long, wiping off that touchdown. I mean, this Texas College defensive line is very stout, but this offensive line has got to be more locked in and be less handsy.
Single back, spread formation, 2 receivers to the left. Ball is snapped. Bardell's going to fly it out there. Kevin Allen puts a hand down. Almost is able to get loose. 10-yard gain back to the original line of scrimmage, 2nd down and 10.
Right, that was quite impressive. He caught it and he used that ball, putting it down on the ground, kind of keeping him up and maintaining his balance.
So 2nd down and 10. Three receivers. Twins to the right. Bardell waiting on it. The Lions attacking the clock on this drive as well. Bardell's going to have to get rid of it. Bardell's going to throw it. Pass was intended for Victor Boggs. Bardell hits the deck pretty hard.
Right,
but it's 3rd down and 10. And to me, that clock was already sped up because the end, the defensive end, there on that play, Zion Long, I mean, he was tracking down Bardell like he stole something.
Yeah, came in hot, heat-seeking missile.
So 3 receivers, twins to the right. Ball the snap. Bardell going to swing it to the outside, and Langley still on his feet. The big tight end rumbling and bumbling.
Phenomenal job.
Going to take the ball inside the 20. Down to the 17-yard line. Sir, please move those chains. 1st down, Langston.
He does a good job maintaining his composure. You haven't seen Bardell hit his check down many times, but he gives Langley a shot, his first possession of the game, and he gets a 1st down.
So with that being said, Lions come set with 6 seconds on the play clock. They've got to hurry. 3 receivers, twins to the right, ball on the right hash. Ball is snapped and dancing up the middle of the field down to almost the 10-yard line. Nice run in there. You know, you're talking about Hawkins. That looks like that's who that was. Number 20. Yes, Rorik Hawkins. the ball carrier on that one. And then they substitute him out, and Logan Brown comes in. So 35-25, 11:20 to go.
Tight end and H-back in this formation.
So going to give the ball to the outside. Demarie Hamilton hits the edge to the corner and is going to get bounced out at about the 5, maybe the 4-yard line. But, however, there is a, guess what, penalty. And it's against Langston. It's holding.
Right. I mean, you really hate to see it. We're getting a good drive here and finding a good flow, but penalties again attack us and just continue to push us back.
So as it stands right now, also on the sideline over there, looks like Hamilton is still down. Or is that a Texas College player over there? On the sideline there by the goalpost. That's a Texas College player that's down. Because Demarie Hamilton is right here at the numbers on the Langston side of the field. Tonight's game is being brought to you by the LU Athletics, the Black Chronicle newspaper, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, OERB, and Tinker Federal Credit Union. We're staying right here, but it's more important right now for the Lions to get this points in. They've got to evade the penalty. They're going to be looking at a 2nd down and 15. Jamin, they've got to get the ball inside the 5, around the 4 or the 3-yard line for a 1st down. It's going to be imperative that they get the job done.
Right, and you're finding some success in this run game. You have Hawkins in, and he's doing a good job, but you don't want to see the offensive line really just take from this progress that they're finding in the run game, because you want to continue to establish that dominance. And when you have a good flow in the run game, you open up the pass game, not forcing yourself to have to throw on 3rd downs.
So back to live action. The injured player is able to walk off on his own power. So 11:08 left in the contest. So we've got 3 receivers, twins to the left. Hamilton in the backfield next to Bardell. Bardell's going to put it in Hamilton's belly, and the ball is loose again. Oh, it's not. I take that back. Or if it was loose, I couldn't tell from the angle that I have here, but it looks like Langston maintained possession, but they lost real estate. So it's 3rd down and 19 yards to go. Is the ball, yeah, so it was Hamilton. The ball was loose, and the ball remains at the 23-yard line. So 3rd down and 19.
All right, Texas College has gained some confidence in these drives with this defense, and the run is really not getting past them as easy as it was early on in this game.
All right, so timeout's going to be called here by Quentin Morgan, and this is an important timeout. So we'll stay here, but Jamin, when we're looking at how this game is going, to me, if nothing more, I will put it this way. Octavio Resendez has been simply outstanding overall in this season. Last week, he had kicks of a 42-yarder and a 38-yarder. Both were taken off the board in lieu of touchdowns, but you know he has the range. Putting 3 more points on the board extends the lead to, it's automatically a 2-point game, but the pressure is on them to then score 2 touchdowns, if you will, you know, as opposed to a touchdown and a field goal where situations turn. So to me, you run the ball here, give Octavio a chance to kick it, and see what you can get from there. What's your thoughts on that?
I totally agree, because we've had so many drives offensively where we leave with no points. You don't want to leave any more points on the field here at this point in the game. You want to, Octavio, he's done a great job, so you should reward him as such, getting him the field goal and giving your offense a chance to huddle up and find different ways to exploit this defense and finally score.
All right, Bardell trying to escape. Bardell firing ahead, and this time he has to eat it as the Texas College steered defense is going to bring him down for a major loss. Bardell could not escape. That was not, I mean, that blitz that they came with blanketed the outside. Bardell never had a chance. He's favoring his left hand a little bit after being hit there. So it's 4th down and 36, ball at the 38-yard line. So the Lions are going to, more than likely now, it's out of Octavio's range for a field goal attempt. And to me, that was the one thing you couldn't have happen, and it happened there. That was a sack.
Right. So now you're forcing the punt. He's done a good job thus far, so you want to try to pin him back
So
inside
the Lions have two timeouts left. They're going to have to burn one here. No, they didn't. They barely got that off. Octavio Resendez with a pooch kick is going to bounce and then going to be fielded right there at the 1 yard line. What a job by Octavio Resendez.
Flawless execution by that punt team there. I mean, it all starts with the kick, and it gets great height. Takes a friendly bounce, and you got a few Lions sitting right there at the goal line.
I mean, that's what you want. You've put them 99 yards away. Now, again, Texas College does have a 90-yard-plus touchdown drive in their back pocket. In fact, their last touchdown drive was 8 plays, 94 yards. However, you've done the best you could do for your defense. That's a question for Quentin Morgan that's got to be asked. The kicking of Octavio Resendez, special teams, field position, all this stuff matters when you're trying to hold on to a lead when your offense has gone stale a little bit. Texas College comes out, is going to throw out of the end zone right now. Going to throw to the outside, has a receiver, and the pass is going to be incomplete. Second down and 10 from the 1.
Right, he's hitting Deontay Hill, who's done a lot for this Texas College team, trying to conform to that football, but it's a little too low there to complete.
9:13 to go. Texas College has scored all the points in the second half of this one. Ball is snapped. The defense gets a push. Going to throw it deep. Gilmore, contact, and no flag on that one.
Right, and that was
again, Travis Martin on the defense right there. And Travis Martin can play good defense with any of them.
Exceptional execution. He's playing close. They get in a little hand fight, but he does a good job releasing at the point of the ball getting close.
I got to give Jarrell Jackson a lot of credit here, and offensive coordinator Andrew Bates. I mean, they're firing it from their end zone. I mean, grant you, most teams try to get yourself a little bit of space here.
Right, and they're getting good protection as well.
They're getting good protection, keeping the Lion defense out. Ball is snapped. Gilmore's going to fling it to the outside, and this time, big-time hit, and that clock continues to run. Catch to the 2 yard line, and a big-time hit against Hookfin. So it's going to be 4th down and 10. And what a job by the Lion defense that time. And that was all made possible by Octavio Resendez's great punt. 6 seconds off the clock. He runs 6 seconds on the play clock. He runs out there and does a beautiful pooch kick to get that pinned inside the 5.
Right, and he had a snap to his stomach as well on another
Now
punt.
the punter is standing on the back line. If that ball is snapped anywhere short, long, or whatever, he steps out of bounds. And looks like there is a stoppage of action here. Is there a timeout on the field, or what's going on? Trying to understand here what's going on. Okay, so there's a timeout on the field. I guess everybody looking at everybody else. I just wanted to know what's going on.
Just want some confirmation.
Yeah, I mean, I never saw the official timeout signal. Doesn't mean it wasn't given.
Neither did I.
So 8:07 left to go in the contest. 35-25 is the score.
And again, this is the team that's went for it on 4th down. They've tried to get 2-point conversions. They didn't run any trickery their last punt in this
I'm not doing it in this position because you're really going to put yourself at a bad position right now if that's what you choose to do.
Right, I would hope not, but prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
So 8:15 to go. And Texas College is going to punt the ball. Good snap. Decent kick. Hawkins. This time we're going to let the ball get down at the 40-yard line. And it looked like it could have rolled a little bit more, but the Texas College coverage team decided to touch it at the 40-yard line. So Langston, once again, I'm not saying we can cue up that woman that they say that she can sing a high note once the game gets to the end, Jamin. We're not at that stage. It's 8:05, but we can identify where she is if the Lions can score some points here.
Right, allow her some time to warm up and be the 12th man, if you will.
So right now, no team has scored in the fourth quarter. The second half has all been Texas College. They've outscored Langston 13-0. Bardell, with 3 receivers, twins to the left, is going to give the ball to Bartholomew, and Bartholomew is going to have the door closed. He could not get the car out of the garage on that one. Second down and 11. 7:52 to go in the game. And if what you would really like to have happen here is the Lions attack the clock and get some points. If it's 3, take 4 minutes off the clock. Therefore, the pressure then changes back to Texas College for them to move their offense. You've done a great job. Do you have to score? No, you have the lead. Playing smart is what matters. 3 receivers, twins to the right. Ball is snapped. And Bardell's going to pull it out, a little RPO action, gets away, and is tiptoeing down the sideline before he gets out of bounds. And that's one of those Bardell wish he had back. He just should have, if he could, when he broke, and I know it's just his energy, his inertia was carrying him forward. He should have just stopped or slid and kept the clock running. Oh, they didn't say he went out of bounds. Never mind. Let me take that back. I thought he ran out of bounds.
Right. I mean, I thought he did the same, but give credit where it's due, and Torrance Bardell keeps the ball in play.
Smart play, smart play. We're under 7 to go now. 10 seconds on the play clock. 3 receivers now. Twins to the right, ball on the left hash. 4 seconds. The Lions attacking the clock. Ball is snapped. Going to fake it to Bartholomew, and this time Bardell's going to get sacked again. Drop for a loss.
Right, and this Texas College defense is bringing the pressure. We've seen them
drop for a loss of 7. Keep going.
I mean, we've seen them be as successful as they have when they bring 6 men. They're bringing their 4-man front, and they bring 2 linebackers coming off the edge, and gets the job done that time.
4th down and 15, so you trot Octavio Resendez out. When he kicks this ball away, it will be under 6 minutes. It's 16 seconds on the play clock, 6:07 on the game clock. So the coverage team has to be good for Langston here. Ball is snapped and going to be fielded again inside the 5-yard line at the 3. What a job by Octavio Resendez. He very well may be the MVP of the second half of this game.
I mean, that's signed, stamped, and sealed, if you ask me.
Now, I saw this, but I don't know if the officials did. Texas College had a guy run out on the field late. And I don't know if they had 10 on the field or did they have 11, and that made it 13. But he ran off into the sideline into the field of play. It didn't matter because there was no return. But it's an interesting point to note. Gilmore hands the ball off, and Texas College is electing to run the ball to give them some space out to the 10-yard line. Gain of what will be 6 or 7 yards, setting up 2nd down and 3. So by running the ball here, that gives them some space for Gilmore to operate, who's had an unbelievable game since getting in here.
Right, and they're doing a good job getting this ball to Runnels. So he finds some free space, but he's brought down by no other than Damian Lowry.
Gilmore, 11 of 24 for 122 yards since entering the game overall. Going back to work, Gilmore's going to finally throw it. This time he's rolling. Has some open space. Throws it across the middle of the field, and Hookfin eludes, shakes one loose, and falls down at the 39-yard line. It's going to be a Texas College first down. A big-time play once again from Gilmore to Hookfin. That's going to give them a first down, and Texas College is right back in business. And as soon as the sticks are ready, they're going to wind the clock. Under 5 minutes to play now. The Langston defense has got a hold fort here. 4 receivers now. Ball snapped. Going to work. Going to throw the ball. The ball's knocked loose. And the Lions are not going to get that football. Once again, I got to give credit to the D-line stripping the ball, but there is no one there to get it for Langston. Texas College recovers. They lose 2 on the play. 2nd down and 12, 4.5 to play when this ball is snapped.
All right, you love that production from the defense there, that play before. Those crossing routes have just caused problems for our secondary.
4 receivers, trips to the right. Gilmore looking left. Pressure. He eludes Armani Wise. Throw across the formation, and the pass is not intercepted. Odom says he got it. The pass is incomplete.
Nearly intercepted that one. That was a good job.
Odom said he has it. You know, it's one of those type of things where you want the challenge flag, man.
Yeah, you really do, because you can't really replay that one. But
Odom has it. I mean, it's one of those type of things that hopefully Langston will be able to employ that in the future. 3rd down and 12 right now. 4 receivers, 2 split on either side. Ball is snapped. Going to throw it, and that screen pass was knocked down. Great play there by number 59 for Langston. The linebacker making a play for them. Actually, defensive end Ashton Taylor knocking that down. 4th down and 12. Likely Texas College is going to go for it here, Jamin.
Right, I wouldn't expect anything less, but great job by the defensive line, applying pressure, getting free, and being able to get some hands on the football there by Ashton Taylor.
So a great job overall. 4 receivers, trips to the left. Ball is snapped. Going to put the ball in play. Going to fling it. And there is nobody there. Is that intentional grounding?
I think that's the definition. He didn't have a receiver.
So it doesn't matter. It's turnover on downs. So turnover on downs is 4th down, so it doesn't matter. So
Yes,
Langston has it back with 4:09. So Texas College has all 3 timeouts. So there is no real way for Langston to really put this away unless they score. They score here, they can shut it all down here, Jamin. We know that the lady who sings at the end of games has been identified in the crowd. She cannot make an appearance just yet.
Right, and this Texas College defense, again, is applying pressure on Bardell. We just really can't eat any sacks right now. And just continue that same philosophy on the last drive. Run the football and keep eating at this clock.
18 seconds on the clock, so now Langston has to come out. 10 seconds on the play clock, and we have a substitution into the game now. Omari Milton's in the game. 4 receivers, so a changing QB. Milton's going to put it up. Pressure, and Milton is going to be brought down by the Texas College defense for a loss of 7. That was kind of tough right there. You change quarterbacks, and then you hurry him onto the field on his first play. He never really had a chance to get set, and Milton wanted to throw the ball. So timeout has been called on the field now. 3:43 to go. So as the timeout has been called, we'll take one here as well. You're listening to Langston Lion Football, brought to you by LU Athletics, the Black Chronicle newspaper, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, also OERB and Tinker Federal Credit Union.
Hi, I'm Mike Rowe, and it never fails. Every time I visit this state and talk to the folks in the energy business, I learn something world-changing. The technology here is bleeding edge, and so is the focus on the environment. As for the people, they're among the smartest, most innovative, most talented workers I've ever had the pleasure of meeting anywhere. They're busy keeping our modern life going. Not a bad career choice, if you ask me. See their stories at oerb.com/micro.
Back to live action now. Ball is snapped, and Tyler Travis makes a carry, taking the ball inside the 40 down to the 39-yard line, setting up 3rd and 11. And another timeout has been called here, I think by Texas College. So Texas College calls another timeout to stop it. They'll get one more at the 2-minute, but he's choosing to use all his timeouts on the plus side of 2 minutes. So which means here a Langston first down could force them to burn it 2 first downs and the game is over because they can't stop the clock anymore. So what are you dialing up here? I mean, Omari Milton is new in the game. He came out with the idea to fire the ball on that first play. He got sacked. Tyler Travis just ran it here. To me, if you're Langston, I think the smart move here, again, is to run the ball. Because if you give that, then you keep the other timeout in his pocket. So you got to be smart here about it. I say you run the ball here. All the numbers say run it. Now,
I would do the same, but then you got big Levon Williams split out there with Janelle Langley, 2 big targets. But Tyler Travis is in the game. He's got 3 touchdowns, and that's who we really want to see run the football.
So they're going to swing it out into the flat, and Langley is going to get the ball. And so at least it was a completed pass down to the 32-yard line. So it's going to be 4th down. Now, the crazy thing is you're in no man's land. It's 4th down and 5, and let me explain. Because you're inside your own 35, do you bring Octavio out to pooch, punt it, or do you go for it and try to kill the clock a little bit more? Because if you don't get the first down, the clock stops on change of possession anyway. So what are you doing here if you're Coach Morgan, Jamin?
Right, I think you play it safe to run the football or do a pooch punt. But, I mean, they kind of surprised me there. You put 2 of your biggest targets out there on the same side of the field, which is telling me you want to hit one of them. But the defense is going to pick up on that if you run that again in that same formation.
So 2:46 to go, and another timeout has been taken. So they made Jackson, I think, burn all of his timeouts, or is that? Yes, okay, wait. So he burned a timeout. So both teams have 1 timeout left. So, okay, so Texas College with none. They just got it right on the scoreboard. So no timeouts left for Texas College. So right now, they get 1 more at the 2-minute, and then after that, that's all you get. So Langston could be a step closer here if you get the first down. So if you're going to throw it, to me, I'm going with the wheel route one more time to Tyler Travis, or I'm going to try and do that same type of play again with Langley and also Levon Williams, because those are some big targets who can get a first down. Also, so Kevin Allen is not on the field right now, so I'm interested to see here what the overall call is. We've got 3 receivers, twins to the right, shotgun formation. Omari Milton is in the game, just a quarterback substitute. Torrance Bardell is just on the sideline, and Milton's going to fire the ball, and it's going to be intercepted at the 15-yard line, and he's going to be forced out of bounds. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. So Bardell is in just as, okay, again, so getting information here from the sideline. Bardell is just out right now just because it was just a substitution. There's no other reason for that. But Milton threw the interception, so the ball's at the 21-yard line. So 2:38 to go. You know, just being honest about it, 2:38 to go. And you're trying to see exactly what you've got going. Ball is snapped. Going to throw the ball over the middle, and the pass is nearly intercepted through the hands of Kylan Mosley. But there are flags on the play here. 2:33 to go. And they're talking to the linesman. And Texas College is backing up, so it's got to be in the area of holding.
These holding calls have been so critical.
Yeah, I mean, those are big. So that knocks the ball back inside the 15 down to the 11-yard line. So it's going to be 1st down and 20, 2.5 left to go in the game. 10-point margin for Langston. So at this point, you know they're throwing the ball. 4 receivers. And they're going to throw the ball on the slant. Evading one. Hookfin again dances. And then it's going to go down right there at about the 18-yard line. The clock will not stop. And they're hurrying back to the line of scrimmage. 4 receivers now. The middle of the field is still in play for right now. Gilmore is going to throw it across the middle. Pass incomplete. 3rd down and 12. 2:06 to go.
One thing this defense can't do is continue to overplay their tackling angles. I mean, they're doing a good job trying to get to the football, but they're doing a good job, Texas College, just making one single cut and trying to get back inside the field.
What you want to do is, this is sound tackling time, because that's the most important part. Catching it doesn't necessarily hurt you as long as you don't stop the rack, meaning the run after the catch. 4 receivers, trips to the right side. Gilmore's going to put it up in play. Gilmore running for his life, trying to get out of bounds. He's going to get bounced, but nonetheless, he ran out of bounds. But it is the 2-minute warning. Or is that the official? It should be official 2-minute warning. It is. So this game, Texas College is still hanging in there. 35-25, 4th down and 4. 4th down and 5 is what will be when action resumes. So Jamin here, Hookfin would be my target if I'm Texas College. Gilmore has hooked up with him several times today. Hookfin, 10 catches for 127 and a touchdown. He's had a beast of a day. Gilmore officially has thrown for 159 and 2 touchdowns. Not to be outdone by Conley, who has not seen action since the first half, where he threw for 102 and 2 touchdowns. So Texas College has clearly shown you what they want to do, right? So you've got to do the best job you can, you know what I'm saying, to try and corral them. And right now, I'd be watching for Hookfin working in the short distance. He is the surefire target, and that's more than likely what Gilmore's looking for here.
Right, and they've been proficient in their pass game, but for the Langston defense, you want to get pressure but have enough on the back end to prevent anything. So I would rush 3, drop 8.
All right, so the Lions are adjusting now. 3 rushing the quarterback. Gilmore is looking, has the receiver open, and that was very, very dangerous there. That pass is incomplete. Darion Coleman kind of went high in that shoulder pad area, and you always get nervous there because that's the area of targeting. Now, he didn't reach for it, so turnover on downs, 1:53 to go. Texas College cannot stop the clock. So that lady who sings, there she is. I just spotted her. Now, Langston, basically, they run the ball. 25 seconds means you still would have a 4th down. So 1 first down seals it. But you run the ball here, or you go victory right now and try to kill it. So the Lions are going victory right now.
Smartest strategy.
And Omari Milton downs it. And at this point, you got to be cool because Texas College will try and draw some contact here. So 40 seconds on the play clock. So at 40 seconds on the play clock now, it's a matter of time. So 2 downs, and this game will come officially to an end. Coming up, the Tinker Federal Credit Union post-game show. We'll take a final look at the statistics and get Jamin's player of the game. It's all coming up here in a few minutes. We're still here. So the Lions are going to down the ball. And again, contact. And multiple flags come in after that. And now Langston has to keep the cooler head here.
Yeah, tempers flaring there on that Texas College
Again,
side.
they're trying to draw some contact. So multiple flags on the play.
The clock stopped at 101.
So the clock stopped at 101, but the official's going to talk about it. But some ugly can happen here because you can get a player suspended for the next game for throwing some things away. So let's see what the call is here. Should be a dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Okay, but we didn't see who she called it against. think it's unsportsmanlike against, or is it against both teams? No, it's unsportsmanlike against Texas College.
Right, they threw that flag, and then it continued to escalate as we saw one of our guys get blocked to the ground.
So the unsportsmanlike penalty will move the ball inside the 20 down to the 17-yard line. So they should have wound the clock.
Right, I totally agree. That
Okay,
play clock is going, and now we finally get the big clock to go.
So with one more kneel down, and the Lions are going to wait till it gets under 40 seconds, and then it's all academic at that point. Lions are going to kneel. And that is the final play of the game, as the Lions will win by the score of 35-25. The Lions now will improve on the season to 1-2 overall, 1-1 in conference play, and the losing streak is over. It's a big-time win. The Lions needed this. I have to take my hat off to Jarrell Jackson and the Texas College steer. It's one of the best games I have ever seen from Texas College. But 35-25 is the score. And so we'll be back for the TFCU postgame in just a minute. You're listening to Langston Lion Football. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Anderson Stadium as Texas College is victorious and the Lions picked up their first win of the season. 35-25. Texas College scored all the points in the second half of the game, 13 points in the second half to close the lead down to 10, but they would get no closer, Jamin. Outstanding job today. What was your biggest takeaway from this Lion win?
I think the biggest takeaway is the rushing attack. I mean, I don't think that's something that Texas College really prepared for, and Tyler Travis ripped off 3 touchdowns. He had a very good game, and that's really what opened up the scoring spree in that first half.
So when you look at the total performance from Langston, overall it was good, but those penalties really creeped up there again. 16 penalties for 165 yards. Ouch. They've been averaging 13 for 105, and they decided to up it in the home performance, and that you can't do that against good teams. And I'm not saying Texas College was not good, but Texas College came into the game averaging over 10 penalties a game in their own right, and so they finished the game with 10 for 79, but you almost gave up 200 yards of real estate to a team and gave them life in the second half of this game. And to me, that's just playing with fire, but the Lions were able to overcome it tonight. The streak is over. You can focus on getting over that. But to me, the Lions not scoring points in the second half to me is a concern of this in a game.
Right, very big concern. I mean, Torrance Bardell, they had some strides there, getting that running game going, and that opened up the passing game. But so many opportunities, 4 or 5 drives where you really could have scored. That second quarter, we could have had 2 more touchdowns. That third quarter, we could have had 2 touchdowns. We miss out on those. And we allow the Texas College defense to rally some confidence and just corral to the football. The defensive line got a lot more pressure than they did in the fourth quarter than any other point in the game. And when you're playing a defense like you will next week against Nelson, who's the best defense in the conference, that's going to pose some serious problems.
Yes. With branches across the state, access to hundreds of co-op shared branches, locations, and extended phone service hours, and online and mobile account access, TFCU is available anytime that is convenient for you. Tinker Federal Credit Union post-game show. Maurice Prince and Jamin Dawson here. Final look at the numbers before Jamin gives me the player of the game. So for Texas College tonight, they finished with 380 yards of offense. They threw the ball for 261. They ran the ball for 119 overall. Individually speaking, for Texas College over the course of the night, Gilmore, 13 of 31, 159 and 2 touchdowns overall. Hookfin, 10 catches, 127 and 1. Reynolds, 16 attempts for 74 yards overall on the night. But looking at the team stats for Langston in the win tonight, they finished with 296 yards of total offense, 220 yards passing the ball. Langston failed to get 100 yards rushing tonight. They had 76 yards overall, Jamin, which was kind of disheartening in the second half. You could not have that identity. Nonetheless, for Langston on the other side, Torrance Bardell finished 16 of 27 for 213, and I also like the number 0, as in 0 interceptions. Of course, Omari Milton finished the game 1 of 2, 1 interception, 7 yards passing overall on the night. Tyler Travis, three catches on the night, 64 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kevin Allen, 5 catches for 46. Gerald Martin, 2 catches for 40. Victor Boggs, 2 catches for 21. Janelle Langley, 2 catches for 20. Hawkins, 1 catch for 19. And 2 for Laniel Brown, 2 catches for 10 yards overall. Bardell was the leading rusher tonight. He ran the ball for 37 yards net overall. Tyler Travis with 28 yards and a touchdown. Demarie Hamilton, 2 rushes for 11. Rory Hawkins, 4 yards rushing. Booker with 4 yards rushing overall. And Bartholomew with overall 4 yards rushing in the course of the game overall. Defensively for the Lions, just want to send some love to some of those guys. Kylan Mosley overall with 6 tackles tonight. But Michael Nash would also, Michael Nash with 6 overall. James Grace with 6, 1 tackle for a loss overall in the evening. Armani Wise with 5 tackles. Damian Lowry with 5 tackles. Both of those guys with a tackle for a loss, looking at the defensive numbers. So if you had to select a player of the game, Jamin, and I forgot about one other statistics I need to go ahead and go back to if we're going to talk about these guys overall. Hey, Octavio Resendez, this number doesn't get talked about in punting, but when you talk about he had 1 50-yarder tonight, 6 kicks inside the 20. You can arguably say he was the best part of the Langston defense in the second half of this game. You could say he was a difference maker, so I'm interested to hear who you're going to pick for the game, for player of the game.
I mean, I have to give it to Octavio Resendez. I mean, his performance in the second half was very big. The field position was so pivotal in not being able to score, but his job and the kicking team in general just created so many better opportunities for the defense to remain firm and keep Texas College out of the end zone.
And you know what? It's not too often that a kicker becomes the player of the game without it being a game-winning situation. But in this particular case, being very honest about it, for all the good stuff that Tyler Travis did in the game, and I mean, he had 4 touchdowns.
Right.
Octavio was big in securing the lead by making sure Texas College had to drive 90 yards plus multiple times to try and tie the game, and they weren't able to do it. So Octavio Resendez, you are the player of the game, and it's crazy to outshine a guy who had 4 touchdowns. It's crazy.
But you got to give the kicker some love when you can. When you make that much of an impact on the game, you have to be recognized.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and give it to Octavio Resendez. So the Lions move on. Their next game is next week right here at Anderson Stadium. Pregame at 5:30, kickoff at 6 o'clock. They'll be taking on Nelson College Lions, formerly Sagu, and we'll bring you the action right here. You will be able to stream the game live on PPBC TV, as well as listening to it in Tulsa and in Oklahoma City, both on each Heart and Soul station. He's Jamin Dawson. I am Maurice Prince. Want to thank our sponsors for tonight: LU Athletics, the Black Chronicle newspaper, Community Health Centers of Oklahoma, OERB, and Tinker Federal Credit Union. We want to thank our producers on site. Our main production director tonight was Connor Neal. Want to thank assistant production director Dimitri Prince, cameraman Deshaun Birch, also on the action, and in studio DJ Stevie D holding us down on the radio side. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night, folks. as the final here is Langston win, L's up 35-25, and we'll see you next week